All right, guys, so I met with Sean at DRB and Old Growth Tree Service this afternoon. They're going to move this next summer over there. So there's a tragic story. Apparently a lady, husband had a heart attack down the street a couple of years ago. Ambulance couldn't find the house because it was buried like that. So anyways, that's a different time for that story though. But this looks better here. Try to keep a little bit there, but you're not hitting any more coming down the driveway. The lights are still, Jacqueline said, kind of just leave them, but we couldn't salvage them, so they're cut off in there for now. Can worry about it some other time. The guys who are coming, well, they're not coming yet. They're going to send us a proposal for all these trees. They're all marked. The ones in orange are the ones they want. They suggest to take down. Insurance, they said insurance is going to ask you to take this one down here. But all the ones in orange that have the disease, Jacqueline really likes these. We never talked about even taking those down, so all those are staying. But the ones with the pink ribbon are the limbs. So some of these limbs are coming up over and they're going to fall and break off, high winds. So just kind of lopping the right ones, and making it more of a pathway so these trees can grow. So how they work are these groves. Like you see, there's a lot of dead, older growth. If you cut all that down, the newer growth, like these trees, will do much better. And then anything 3 inches or under, you can cut down on your own. You don't need DRB. If it's more than 3 inches, there's a process, and there's only so many vendors that do it. Anyways, all these ones with diseases, they're suggesting to do all of that kind of in the spring. And then over by the teepee there, they say this is all fire starter here, and it's fire mitigation, the down logs, all this undergrowth. But they're going to put together a proposal on, hey, cutting all the stuff out that's small, and then cleaning up all this fire starter, they call it, and undergrowth, and then keeping that more manicured on an annual basis or semi-annual basis, cutting it down. You almost get more of a yard. It's like a manicured park is kind of what we'd be going for. Not very far, we don't think. It's up to you guys, but you own all the way to the corner. Obviously, I think we just go towards the teepee, and that'll look a lot better from the road too. But even down in here, all that undergrowth, that's what his estimate for the spring is going to be. And then he's talking about limbing some of these that are close to the house, so those limbs aren't kind of growing into a window. But that'll be the spring too. The only limbing is around the driveway that I told him to put in this estimate. So all these being taken out, like he said, those you could do on your own. That taken out, these taken out. We're gonna rake that. I think Jacqueline had told the guys to put that closer to the house, so we'll rake that in. That's another thing. On the planter box here, you guys have a whole other thing put together. Like, there's probably 20 more boxes under the driveway. I was gonna put those in there. They're pretty dirty though. So I'm not sure if you want us to just toss some of them or what you want us to do with all of those. But I figured we'd store them if you want, or we can throw them away. So over here, I think this is more of a spring theme. Those rocks, kind of try to fix those in the spring. They got most of the under stuff out. There's still some stuff hanging around. This was gone. Those trees will be going on the trees. Farm table's gone. Do you want us to put those under the storage as well? We could not get one of them working. The other one worked. Other than that, you saw those marked there. They're talking about all this kind of up here doing that with. And then, if you could manicure a little bit more this way, I do think you can maybe cut in right past the neighbors eventually, if you kind of, you know, did like a packed trail, snowshoot it, you know what I mean, and make kind of a little ridge. But you're gonna have to clear some of that woods out that way. Anyways, I hope that helps. If you need to give me a call after watching this, just feel free to do so. Shoot me a text. Thanks.